episode 189. Thank you all for listening to episode 188. Wrong door, Jake. I am not a shark. I am Marcus Wellington IV, here with my co-host.
Raw Space Jake.
And I can't beat that.
That's good.
I can't beat that today. Just Bear today. Just little old Bear.
Bear, Marcus Wellington IV, and Crawl Space Jake. I like that. Yes, thank you, Jake, for going into my crawl space and finding some issues. We'll get that taken care of course. So thank you to Wes Anderson for Moments in Time. Check him out on Facebook, Wes Anderson Music. Give him a follow on Twitter at Songs by Wes. Oh, gosh. So we had quite a few things happen in this past week. A lot of different things going on. Jake, I see that you put in some stuff about the protests and the murder of George Floyd. Of course, we covered that. Since then, we know the 4 officers are under arrest. The one's being charged for second degree, and the 3 others are being charged that were there as accomplices and didn't do anything about it. We know in Buffalo there were some issues with a man that got pushed over, 75-year-old man. We won't even get into what Trump tried to say about it. But essentially, this guy was bleeding out his ear. Another cop tried to help him. The other one pulled him away. The 2 guys got, I believe, fired, right? And then 57 of them quit.
Well, I think they got suspended. I don't think they got fired. But, yeah, after that, I think 57 of them ended up resigning.
Oh, gosh. So, Jake, what do you got on this whole thing with Hopkins and Watson?
So they – I didn't have it pulled up yet. They pretty much – so they both went to Clemson, and one of the buildings there is named after
John Calhoun.
John Calhoun. So they're petitioning to get that removed. It's from their honors college, actually. They're trying to get the name removed because he was involved with slaves. And
he was a slave owner, I believe, wasn't he?
Yep. So they're trying to petition to get that removed. Hopkins wrote on his Instagram, "I'm joining the voices of the students and faculty who have restarted this petition to rename the Calhoun Honors College. I urge all Clemson students, football players, and alumni to join us. The next generation of young Black leaders can be proud of the institution they graduated from. Now it's time for change."
Great.
So.
It's awesome. I think they need to. I saw some of these statues are coming down, and we'll get into later on what's been changing in NASCAR. But that was a big thing. And then what did you have about the NBA, the 2K added apparel for players?
Yeah, so in 2K, the game NBA 2K, they have this playground where players essentially go and, do pickup games and stuff like that. So 2K added like the Black Lives Matter shirts, the I Can't Breathe shirts, and different apparel like that. And then everyone in the playground essentially did a march, and they were all marching in the video game for it. So I thought that was pretty cool to see even video games getting involved and trying to, help out with trying to get some change. And I saw video, like there was hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people who were sitting there marching in the video game even. So, I thought that was really cool from my perspective to see, video game companies stepping up like that and trying to do something.
Yeah, it's good to see a lot of different companies and things standing up. Like if you go on Amazon Prime right now or go onto Amazon on your main screen, they have that up there. It's a big movement right now. Very important, and we support, of course, the Black Lives Matter. We had put that out there last week in a tweet. If you have not listened to episode 187, Accountability and Conviction, please check that out. It's one of our best, and we got to throw everything out to Cody Bryant for sharing his stories for a good 40 minutes, and it was very good. Gives you real and raw perspective, and we definitely support BLM. So. As we move on, and we're hoping he joins us here soon. He's running on his Cody Bryant time. He's the star of the show, so he can show up when he wants. And so thank you to Cody Bryant. Let's get into golf. We got golf returning this week. Barry, you want to tell us what's going on?
Yeah, finally get some golf. Something. Don't get me wrong. I still enjoy my NASCAR, but something different now. We got more sports coming. They're playing the Colonial this week down in Fort Worth, Texas. Probably going to be a hot one this weekend, I would imagine, down there. No fans. First tournament back, I think, since February, first week of March, I think, or the second.
Yeah, because didn't you have like Matsuyama and he was winning the tournament and they called it?
Yeah, he was winning the tournament. I think they only did the first round, and that was the players.
Right.
And of course, he was leading by 2 and shot 8 under, so easily would have made the cut. Would have been in contention Sunday, and they called it, unfortunately. So this is the first tournament since then. But yeah, the Colonial is a good course. You're going to get guys who normally don't play here. Usually, you get 2 or 3 big names, and there's going to be about 10 of them this week. Pretty much besides Tiger, every big name is out there. Even Bill's playing this week. So it's going to play a little different than in the past just because, you got a couple extra big names up there who probably potentially take some spots away from, some of the other guys, the mid-tier kind of guys who golf around here. So honestly, this is a course for years. I wouldn't say dominated, but played very well by Jordan Spieth. He had tied 8 last year. He was 32nd in 2018 and then second and first. So 3 top 10s in 4 years here. Kevin Na ended up winning last year. So like you said, should be a good tournament. Excited to see golf back this week. That's not, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the Tiger, Phil, Brady, and Manning. But I'm ready for action with 162 golfers again and get the PGA Tour going. Plans are still that the Memorial is going to be the first tournament with fans, which will be, I think it's mid-July. So they said today that all will be required to wear masks, and they will be taking temperature checks at the gate and no bleachers. So without the bleachers, people won't be able to sit together, obviously. Granted, people are going to be standing together, but because Tiger will play one of those, I'm sure, probably not both, but one of them. So there'll probably be a lot of people there, would be my guess. But no bleachers, just standing only. So it'll be interesting, but it should be a pretty fun tournament. But this week, like I said, I'm just happy they're going to be back. It's a course that 13, 14 under should win it this week. Depending how, warmed up these guys are. I'm sure they've all been playing. So it'll just be interesting to get back to some competitive golf here.
Yeah, and it looks like Rory, Rahm, and Thomas are the favorites, according to Bovada this week. So,
yeah, those are definitely your top 3. I mean, Brooks is there, and he's been playing okay up until the stop this year. DJ's in there, Finau, Nas playing, like you said, who won. Spieth's playing, so there's just a lot of guys, and a lot of the Texans honestly play well at this course. It's like their home course. Your Ryan Palmer's, and Moore is another good name, Brian Harmon. So you got to watch out for those guys as well. Like I said, it'll just be interesting with everyone back and all the big names. So it should.
And hasn't Rory finished like top 5 in like the last 10 tournaments, something crazy like that?
I think it's something close to that. Let me look to make 100% sure, because you're close. I did it be top 10, but he's had a pretty good run lately. But again, everything stops. It's tough to. And Rory was a big advocate on social distancing, so I'm sure he played some golf. I just don't know how much golf Rory would have played in that time frame, to be honest with you.
I just want to say I hope they end the race after one lap and it's a complete win, because my guy is in first. So yeah. I need that to happen and call it a complete race.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So no, you are right, Gary. Rory's year has been 5th, 3-1-3.
Wow.
Yep, he's played in 6 tournaments, and he's been top 5 in every tournament. So
he's on fire.
Correct. That's very impressive. Again, with a layoff, we'll see how it goes.
Right. And I got the updated standings, so I'll share my screen with you guys so you know the golfers that you guys took, because I know we had talked about that.
Yeah, please do. It's been 3 months, so I don't remember who the hell that I took at all.
Oh, absolutely. So can you see that okay?
That's that many?
Yeah. So just to give updated standings, Bear is in the lead, 27.6. Obviously, we want a low score here. Next is myself, 37.6. I'm 10 spots back. Jake, 39.1. Brandon, 42.1. And Cody Bryant at 49.7. So Bear has, let's see the numbers, Bear, how many spots you're ahead of me. So 276 and 376. You're 100 ahead.
Yeah. So
we must have had, we had 10. We had 10 even. So that makes sense. Yeah. So you're looking pretty good. As you can see here, Bear, I know you picked first. I already have mine here, but who are you taking this week?
I'm taking Jordan Spieth along with Brandon as well. It's time to take him. I think that after the layoff is really what he needed, because he hasn't been playing good golf for the last year almost. So I think this is perfect for him. I think he comes out strong and gets a top 10 this week.
Yeah, and I've got to take one of the best in the world. Isn't he your defending FedEx Cup champion?
Justin Thomas.
Justin Thomas. So it's about time to take him. He is the third favorite this week, so I am going to take him. Queen?
I'm going to go with Brooks this week.
Brooks Koepka.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Like I said, Brooks has also been struggling this year, so I would not be surprised if he comes out strong in this tournament as well. I actually have him in the DraftKings $20 million tournament this week. I had to get back into that because golf's back, so no doubt.
I put my lineup in last week, actually, and I think I did the $12 one, maybe, or $5 one. I think I did $5, 25K to first, but I'll tell you my lineup so you know. So I got Justin Thomas, I got the X-Man, Colin Morikawa, Taylor Gooch, Rafa Cabrera Bello, and Scott Piercy.
Yeah, that's not a bad lineup. My millionaire lineup is DeChambeau, Brian Harmon, Max Homa, Brooks Koepka, Kevin Na, and Ryan Palmer. So
another one I saw that was a pretty good sleeper this week at 66-1, who's been playing pretty well, is Harris English.
Yeah, I mean those are one of those that he's probably like 7,200 on DraftKings, almost a shoe in to make the cut sort of guy.
Yep.
He just, that's realistically all you need when you play these tournaments. You play the bigger ones. If you get 5 of 6 to go through, you're almost guaranteed cash. If you get 6 of 6 to go through, you're going to be making some money. So that's always good. I only have 3 lineups in this week, and my other 2 are just dollar ones, just kind of off the wall, get back into it. Let's see how everyone does sort of things. So it'll be interesting how this tournament plays out. But I'm excited. We got PGA back. Got NASCAR with us. MLS is coming back, I saw, which I don't really care, but hey, sports is coming back. That's all that means.
So, quick question before we move on. Are they still doing all these tournaments in order, or have they canceled any of these tournaments as far as the ones coming up after this week?
As far as I know, there's going to be a little bit of I think there's a little bit of mix-up after this, so I don't – Garrett's a little bit off, I think, just because that was the lineup that we had before.
Okay.
I know that it does switch around a little bit, which we'll get into and go, because I know that the Rocket Mortgage Classic down there, I think it kind of picks back up around there. The John Deere was canceled. The Open was canceled, and that's why we got the Memorial back-to-back. The US Open was moved back a little. PGA was moved back. So it'll just be interesting where they place some of those.
And the man finally joined us, the star of the show.
Who?
You, man.
Mike Jones.
Hey, what? I know we're watching NASCAR. Is that out of Dylan's car or somebody else's? Because I see Dylan's all the way back at 39th.
Yeah, Dylan just blew a tire, so I don't know if that's his or not.
I hope not.
We're going to find out.
I hope he's not a lap down, because I got him in DraftKings, and that's not good for me.
Came off the 51, so that's like McLeod.
Dylan is 2 laps down. Some bitch. I'm minus 12 on that. Cody Bryant, as you can see on your screen, we're doing golf this week. So you have to pick your golfer, sir. As you can see all the golfers you've already picked this year as we return to Colonial Charles Schwab Challenge. Spieth for Brandon and Bear, Justin Thomas for myself, Brooks Kopeka or Kepka for Crawl Space Jake.
You know what, man? I'm just gonna throw some stuff out there, see if it sticks. So, let me see. I'm gonna kind of go how we did in school with the dudes that go on last, usually the better ones. I'm gonna go. How the hell did he end up? All right, you know what? Why not? No, never mind. I ain't gonna do that.
I really like that one. That was my favorite one, but now that you're not doing it, never mind.
I would say he was a favorite, but then things happen. I'll take Mark Hubbard.
I don't even know how to spell that.
I don't even know who that is.
I just scrolled and push stop, or I just scrolled and hit the screen. That's where I landed.
How does he spell it?
BBARD.
BBARD, yeah.
Mark Hubbard.
And Gary, just since we have that screen up, so the RBC is next week, so you can keep that.
Yep.
And the Travelers is the week after that. That's at TPC River Highlands.
Okay.
And then the Rocket Mortgage Classic is after that.
Rocket Mortgage Classic from Detroit.
Yes, that is still the Detroit Golf Club.
All right, and then I'll just I'll leave these there, but I'll color it a different color so we know when we have to change it.
Yep, that works.
We'll get there when we get there. All right, so
hope you can't hear the rain that's pouring right now on my skylights.
No, we're good. So thank you to, of course, we got to get into thanking sponsors now that we've got done with golf. And you know who can help with your golf attire is All Wear Clothing, allwearclothing.com. Brandon can get you a nice polo. He's got nice polos he's done for my company. He could probably make us some OTL polos if we really wanted them, but we don't. We want shirts. We got our NWO shirts coming, and he did the episode 100 shirts. He's done a lot of stuff for us. We've got koozies coming. We've got stickers. Looking forward to that. Again, he can help you with all your clothing needs, banana hammocks, sweatpants, Crawl Space Jake hoodies, anything you need, he can take care of for you. Again, visit Brandon, allwearclothing.com. He can help with all of your clothing needs.
Oh, wow.
So now that we've got that figured out, we've got the NASCAR race on. We've got that. I'll share my screen again because we've got some standings here to deal with. So we'll reshare the screen. Sharing screen, gentlemen. And Crawl Space Jake, which is his new name, is now still leading, 10.1. Bear in second, 12.2. Brandon, 12.6. Me, 15.2. And 16.8 for Cody. Another thing happened to me again. My guy was in the top 5 and somehow ends up 20th. But we all finished 13th to 20th. Pretty good. And who won that Blue Emu race?
Oh, well, that's on right now.
Excuse me. Who won Who won Atlanta? Because I know Kyle Busch was second.
Harvick, dude, he dominated.
Oh, you're right. You did say that.
The goats.
Busch Light goat.
Busch Light.
So, Jake, you're the first pick on NASCAR, my friend. And Martinsville. Let me remind the Martinsville picks real quick. So Brandon had Cole Custer. It's on right. The race is on right now. Bear has Christopher Bell. Joey Logano.
Thank you.
I have Eric Almirola. Cody Bryan has William Byron. And Jake has Matt DiBenedetto.
Yeah, who Logano is just starting to crush this field right now. He's up by 3 seconds, man. Got to have a fast car.
Definitely. All right, so up to you, Crawl Space Jake, who forgot his steak.
So mad about that.
And you're going to get that hoodie made, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to contact Brandon at Allwear and get me a Crawl Space Jake hoodie made.
Love it.
Let's see. Give me Amarola.
Eric Almirola. Okay.
Yep.
And Bear.
I am gonna go with. I guess I'm going to have to go with the other Bush brother here. We're going to go with Kyle in Miami.
Kyle Busch, he won it last year when he won the championship. Last 3 winners there won the titles. Brandon took Joey Logano. I am taking a guy who hasn't raced here in a year, but the year before when he retired, I think he finished in the top 5. So, and he's won here several times. Give me Matt Kenseth. Cody Bryant.
Oh, hell. I don't know. I usually just pick the dude with the comb over and the receding hairline.
So Brad Keselowski.
You know what? Yeah, I'll go with him. I haven't picked him yet.
Pretty accurate.
Love it. So we've got Logano, Kyle Busch, Matt Kenseth, Brad Keselowski, Eric Almirola for the race this weekend. I think it's the Dixie Vodka 400 at Homestead. Traditionally has been the last race of the year for the championship. This year it is going to happen now. It's mid-season. So after that, we go to Talladega. Looking forward to that the following Sunday. So we'll get more into that when it happens. But a few other things. So Bubba Wallace, if you're watching NASCAR, is driving the hashtag Black Lives Matter car. It's a big deal for NASCAR, and even a bigger deal they had put out there, Bubba Wallace had asked them to ban the Confederate flag, and they banned it today. So, Cody, you have the most knowledge and probably thing to say on in regards to that. What do you think about the NASCAR stepping forward and banning that?
Well, they trying. Yeah, I mean, that's about the least you could ask for. I mean, it only took them 100-some years to do it, but, you know, hey, I guess any step forward is a step in the right direction. So, and I mean, I know for a long time that was kind of that was, you know, damn near like the logo of NASCAR. You know, there are a lot of times that was all you would see.
They had that slogan, man, stars, bars, and race cars. That's all they used to say.
Yeah, and that's all you used to see, you know, which, you know, kept a lot of people out of it. And, you know, I mean, NASCAR, you know, them banning it, that's a big step in the right direction. So, you know, they're at least trying. They do have the Diversity Academy, which produced Bubba Wallace and oh my God, what's the kid that just got fired and everything?
Kyle Larson.
Yeah, Kyle Larson. So, and also, I can't think of. There was also, her name escapes me right now, and I apologize. She is an African American female that was actually the first one to be a part of a pit crew during a race. She was on the tires. So they have 3 graduates, for lack of a better term, from their diversity.
Brianna Daniels.
Yeah, there you go. So my apologies to her for forgetting her name. But so, I mean, it's a good step, you know. They're trying. And Jimmy Johnson actually, you know, spoke up and made a video and, you know, basically did what, you know, needs to be done. You know, if you want to try to include minorities, you know, and especially blacks, and not make it seem like, you know, NASCAR hates black people, you know, that's a big thing for Jimmy Johnson to do that. He's one of the more recognizable drivers in NASCAR, currently and all time. So for him to, you know, make a video saying that he's gonna, you know, talk and actually listen, you know, that's a big deal. So, you know,
and several of the drivers.
I was about to say, from what I've seen too is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that Dale Jr.'s been awfully vocal about it as well. Who, obviously, you know, is the most popular. So that's also a very good thing. But
a lot of drivers have been in the big videos.
They're taking steps forward and quicker than a lot of other people and organizations and businesses. So you gotta respect them for that.
Yeah.
Right,
so yeah, their actions, you know, which is the big thing. You know, that's bigger than putting out a statement. So let's, you know, hopefully their actions continue with what they're doing.
They're trying to get rid of that stigma in NASCAR. And
can't fault them for trying.
Right,
you know, you gotta at least try.
and a lot of those top drivers and other drivers did put that video together. You know, Jimmy Johnson was in it, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch. A lot of those top drivers came through and put a nice video out for that as well. So, you know, props to the drivers and NASCAR, especially the shit they've had to go through with Larson and, you know, Bubba Wallace and all that going on. It's nice to see that they took it. They're trying to take steps forward.
Yeah.
And just on the side of that, you know, for obvious reasons, the Confederate flag stands for, you know, bullshit and oppression. And by the way, I know people are like, this is history, this is that. I'm like, who the hell wants to support losers anyway? They didn't even win the damn war.
Exactly. It's a piece of cloth that isn't, I mean, it represents nothing. It literally represents nothing. It's like keeping an old raggedy shirt that you're never going to wear again. You know, toss it.
Right. It represents guys that were losers. They seceded. You know, they lost the war. Lincoln won. You know, North won. Now it's the United States of America. Like, I just don't get it. It makes no sense to me.
The only loser stuff I wear is Dallas Cowboy gear. God damn it.
Me too, buddy. Because I'm wearing a champion hat right now, defending champion.
I got a Buckeye shirt on, so.
At least the Cowboys look good doing it. You know.
God damn right.
Yes, they do.
Right.
Yes, they do. So we got to thank Crandall's Quality Landscaping. Give Sean a call, 419-704-5471. He can do all of your landscaping. He can fix your needs, whatever you got, put up different things for you. He can take care of plant trees. He has good designs, anything you need. He serves the Toledo and surrounding area and not.
Martinsville, Virginia.
Love it. So thank you, Sean. Again, Crandall's Quality Lawn Care, 419-704-5471. So baseball, tonight is actually MLB draft night, for those of you who didn't know. So this would be last night, exactly, for those that aren't listening. And just to kind of remind, they had different things. I think they cut it down to, 5 rounds, something like that? And then they could sign up to 50 players, whatever that bullshit was.
I have no idea. I didn't even know that was going on today.
Yeah, they're still trying to do it. I guess since they haven't agreed to really anything, I guess they're going to try to keep as much of the normal schedule as they can, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's 5 rounds, 1 tonight, 4 tomorrow, or tonight when people are listening. But like we said, there's nothing really big. I think teams can sign like 50 guys, because they got rid of the rest of the draft. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah. Which, fun fact, I mean, this might be one of the shorter drafts. I don't know. I do know that most MLB drafts go until nobody wants to pick players anymore. So you could have anywhere from 5 to 30 rounds if they really wanted to.
Damn. Well, we did see that the MLB PA did come back with a new proposal, 89-game season and expanded playoffs. So it would bring the sides closer to a potential deal because it is 25 games fewer than the union's most recent proposal of 114 at full pro rata on the salaries. I think they were still looking at 75% for 76 game. They wanted 75%. The MLB proposed that. So I'm interested to see, is the MLB PA trying to get 100% for those 89 games? Did anybody see?
Last I seen, they were just trying to get what they originally agreed to, and I know the Players Association is trying to get as close back to the original agreement as they can, which is half for a prorated season. So basically, they want to get paid for whatever game that they play.
So the season. For this, the season would start July 10th and end October 11th, and the postseason would expand to 16 teams, 8 on each side.
Right.
For this year and next year.
Right.
And this offer has the players sharing in a pool of at least $50 million if the playoffs are played without fans. And if this doesn't go through, if they cannot agree to a deal, the league has the ability to implement a schedule of its own desired length. And they focused on a potential 48-game season. So we will see what happens there.
Another thing, too, I did see. Did you guys see that Torrey Hunter thing the other night?
Oh, yeah. I see.
Yeah, with the Red Sox.
Yeah, so Torrey Hunter, he had, with all of his contracts throughout his MLB career, he had no trade clauses to Boston because of all the racial comments and slurs that were said to him. He said it had nothing to do with the team, the organization, or anything like that, but with the fans and society. So every contract that he signed, he always had a no trade clause to Boston, so because he didn't want to take his wife and kids there.
Yeah, which is it's kind of like Boston is around the league. Boston is kind of like the worst kept secret where it comes to racial incidents involving like players and fans. I know Adam Jones. I believe that was where he had a banana thrown at him from the Orioles. Torrey Hunter had incidents there. CC Sabathia has had incidents there, with the bullpen being in the outfield in Boston. So there's a lot of guys that that don't like going to Boston, let alone playing for Boston. So Boston need to get your shit together.
No shit. And
that's also Boston's also the place where I don't know if you guys ever read that story, but where they gave Bill Russell the key to the city, and then he couldn't go out to eat in the restaurant because they kicked him out of the restaurant because he was black.
Oh, jeez.
Really?
So
I don't think I've heard that.
Yeah, so the very next day he took the key to the city back.
All right, you gotta get this right. So Bernard Pollard, I think he played football for the Colts, if I'm not mistaken. So
who was it?
Bernard Pollard.
Okay.
He was a Colts, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Right. Yeah.
He so he got on this whole train, with Bubba Wallace. He said literally has no idea what never he knows what NASCAR is. Never watched NASCAR. Has no idea about anything. But he said because of Bubba Wallace and all this shit NASCAR is doing, he said NASCAR just got a new fan. But he doesn't know shit, so he's been reaching out on Twitter, like asking questions. And they just posted one of his questions on the broadcast, and Jeff Gordon and Mike Joy answered it for him because he didn't know how it worked.
With the caution, if guys can move up.
Yeah.
Does he have? He's got any space in that club so I can join too?
There's a whole bunch of space in that club. I mean, they only fill 50 to 75% of their seats, anyways. Plenty of space there. Another 25% of it because the angry rednecks can't bring their stupid piece of cloth with them. So that might give you another couple seats in there for us.
Yeah, when the fans start going back, they're going to try to sneak that shit in, put it up, and they're going to get their asses kicked out.
Oh, yeah. It'll be good.
Yes, it will.
Also, did you guys see Westbrook's going to produce that documentary on the 1921 Tulsa race massacre? He's him and I forget who else, they're going to be producing it, and it's going to be coming out within the next year or so.
Who is?
Russell Westbrook.
Oh, he is? Yeah,
Yep.
Dude, that was some crazy shit like that happened in Tulsa back in the day. They were doing like napalm bombs from like crop planes, and just they were doing a lot of shit, setting businesses on fire, everything else because of a confrontation with a white woman and an African-American young male. It was just a small thing, and they just destroyed this whole area of the city. I think it was Greenwood or something like that.
Tulsa. It was
No.
Tulsa.
It was Tulsa, but it was like the town, I think, was like Greenwood
It
or
was
something like that.
Greenwood something neighborhood, yeah.
Thank you.
Wiped out a whole neighborhood.
Whole neighborhood, thriving businesses, everything. They did all this shit, like 6,000 KKK members. It was absolutely insane.
So
It's actually the first. That was the first Black Wall Street.
Yep. Were you gonna say crawl space?
So he's teaming up with Stanley Nelson. He's the one who produced the Aaron Hernandez documentary that came out. So that should be pretty good. Yep. I'll definitely be watching that. And that comes out.
So NBA, I don't think we covered. They are returning, right? With the format of the end of July, and they're going to the Wide World of Sports down in Orlando, Disney World, and they're going to have the 22 teams that we had discussed, 13 from the West, 9 from the East, and essentially an 8-game regular season to finish it out, do some seedings, then they'll proceed with the playoffs. I know Crawlspace Jake put in here, Kevin Durant announced he's done for the year, which we assumed. LaMarcus Aldridge, season-ending shoulder surgery, tongue twister.
Easy for you to say.
Yes. And then something else I had in here. I did not know this until I saw it yesterday, so I brought it up to see what you guys knew about it. Allen Iverson and his Reebok deal.
I just read that because I saw it. I did not know that.
Yeah, he signed like a trust fund that he wouldn't get access to until he was at 45 or 55.
55. He gets like
Yeah.
32 million
Yep.
at
Jesus,
55 years
that's
old. But
Yeah.
he's
smart
getting
as shit.
but he's right now he's getting 800,000 a year from Reebok as well. But there's all this discrepancy because he had a divorce in 2012, and his wife was like, "I know about his trust fund." That's how it came out. Nobody knew about it, and but they don't know if he'll get most of it or all of it, or if he's even divorced. They're trying to figure that out as well. So it's pretty interesting because he's cash poor at this point because of that.
Is do we know why they got divorced?
No, I have no idea.
I just didn't know if he was like cheating on her or something, or if they just wanted it because equality.
Yeah, so he turns in 2020. He turns 55. He'll technically get half of his $32 million trust fund, and he had to give Tawana the other half.
Some
So,
bullshit.
There it
but
is.
if
I
they,
found it. That Bill Russell story.
yeah,
Yeah, I found it. He was awarded the key to the city in Boston. That same night, he was awarded the key to the city. He was denied entry into a hotel because he was black.
Jesus.
And so the very next day, he returned the key. So if they did that to,
Good.
yeah. So I mean, they did that to Bill Russell. Just imagine what they were doing to everybody else.
Right. And I messed that up. He turned 45 this year. He turns 55 in 2030, where he can access that trust fund.
I was gonna say that. I was like, man, I don't think Iverson's 55, but maybe my sense of time just went away somewhere.
So Alan, he has not exactly been wise with his money after he went through that divorce. So he told the judge that his monthly income was $62,500 in 2012, and his expenses were $360,000.
Ooh.
Yeah, of that $360K, 125 went to paying back various creditors, and another large chunk goes to mortgage. Iverson owned homes in Denver and Atlanta were eventually lost to foreclosure, and a Georgia judge ordered him to repay nearly $900,000 to a local jeweler.
Mm.
And he also admitted to the judge that he was still spending $10,000 a month on clothes, $10,000 a month in restaurant and entertainment, and an additional $10,000 in groceries.
How do you spend $10,000 a month on clothes? I don't think I've spent that on clothes in my life.
Well, you just told me those fucking hats were like $130.
Yeah, I mean,
what is it called?
Who needs $10,000 worth of groceries a month? Wow, you could do shit.
Yeah.
But who's getting $10,000 worth of groceries?
I was gonna say, man, that's a lot of eating.
Must be all Wagyu beef and crab and all the expensive ass shit.
Yeah, but I mean, shit.
That's probably
about $100 a month on groceries if I really wanted to.
Of a chef to make it all for him too.
Right.
That's it.
So in 2012, though, he was essentially $1 million in debt and losing another $200,000 every month.
Oh, God.
That's crazy. So I found that to be an interesting story. And we also need to thank a few more people. We've got to thank Brittney at Verizon. Verizon is a true technology business partner that helps local businesses deploy technologies that can positively impact operations and increase revenue for the company. At Verizon, they do not wait for the future.
They build it.
Get in touch with a sales rep in your area, Verizon.com, and thank you to Cassandra at PNC. You can visit her at the White House branch until about August 21st, I believe, or you can give her a call, 419-877-0634. Can help with all your banking needs, whether it be loans, credit cards, or personal banking. She is there to help. So in the NFL, I saw, what was it, Rashay Caldwell got killed, right?
Shay Caldwell, yeah.
Shay Caldwell.
That. Got shot, right?
Got shot and killed. And he played for the Chargers and Patriots, and that was just crazy to see. I saw in here, Jake, you have Dalvin Cook holdout. What's that all about?
Yeah, so he's still on his rookie contract, and don't hold me to this. I think he said he was only going to make a little over $1 million this year. Obviously, he wants a bigger contract. He deserves more money. I mean, I think he led the league in rush, or he was top 2 or 3 in rushing the last couple of years. He has the most offensive or most rushing yards in the NFL since 2015, if I remember right. So he just wants to get paid. I mean,
Yeah,
That's
but
all
the problem
it
is
is.
it's not even a contract year. Next year's his contract year. So why the hell would they write him one?
Mhm.
They're not going to write him a contract, and I don't think he realizes that. I don't know why he'd try to hold out because then he ain't getting paid shit this year. So does he just out for no money and then go to free agency next year? Whatever. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, he's outperformed his basically he's outperformed that rookie deal. So, and with running backs, you got to get your money as soon as you can because
Well, he busted up his leg first, so he's had one.
that's the thing. He's already had a bad leg before, so
Well, why?
you never know.
As a team, I wouldn't pay you then. Prove yourself this year, and you'll get paid.
But he's been proving himself since then.
I agree with you.
Well, he's tore his ACL twice.
Yeah, but he's still like top 10 in the league rushing even after that.
Don't care.
So he's outperformed, his contract even after 2 injuries. Like, I mean, I understand it. You got to get your money. Somebody will pay him. I don't see.
Then sit out this year and don't get paid.
Yeah, he's not going to get it in Minnesota. But at the same time, Minnesota needs him more than he needs Minnesota. So who's going to replace him?
Any running back they can draft. Kirk Cousins throws interceptions more than they run the ball anyways. Who cares?
I said they might not even need a running back. Yeah. I say they might not need a running back. The defense will be on the field the whole time.
Yeah.
Personally,
I wouldn't. You prove it. Prove it this year. Do it again. Don't get hurt, and then you get your money. I'll pay you big money.
What about
Well, hold on. Side note to that, we covered the draft. So the draft started with the MLB, and the Tigers had the #1 pick, and they took Spencer Torkelson from Arizona State, the third baseman, #1 overall.
Oh man, he was my favorite college player. Can't go into Detroit.
Stud.
Just kidding. I have no idea who the fuck it is. I don't care.
I remember hearing about him.
He'll play in Double A for 20 years, and then he might come up to the Tigers.
They say
he might go straight up there with how bad the Tigers are, man.
Right. They say he's MLB ready, so we'll see what happens.
who's their third baseman now?
Oh, I couldn't.
Travis Fryman.
I wouldn't be shocked. That's hilarious. My favorite college player is actually a softball player at Oklahoma State, Cheyenne Factor. She made that sick catch, if you remember, last year College World Series, Women's College World Series, like robbed a home run as a freshman. And actually, we know her. We sell shows. I think we sold a show with her, but her mom sells some of the shows with us and lives in Oklahoma City area, which Robbie in the lobby knows who it is too. By the way, Robbie in the lobby, I got to give him a shout out. The guy that gives us the stat of the day, he is down 64 pounds in 1 year.
Nice.
Busting his ass on his Peloton. He's walking every day, 94 days in a row. He hangs up jerseys on his closet to equal the number that he's done. Today he had to hang up 4 jerseys to equal 94. He's like, I can't wait. 5 more days. Guess what's coming out? And I said, oh, I know. Wild Thing. It's coming out. So he's going to hang that one up. It'll be nice.
He doesn't have a Gretzky jersey that he could wear. He's got to go with Rick Vaughn.
I'd go with Ricky Vaughn too, man. Give him the heater. Then start using Gretzky and then like Gretzky and Billy Martin for 100. Some shit like that. Or Cam Newton. So you also had in here, Crawl Space Jake, will Cap actually get signed? So with all the shit going on with him working out, I know there's rumblings of it. What do you guys think? Do you think he actually will sign with somebody? Cam Newton, let's mind you, still has not signed with anybody.
Well, the thing is, will someone sign him? He has probably a better shot now, but will he want to come play for the NFL? It took this to happen for them to even consider it. So I don't think it's going to be like, are they going to want him? I think it's going to be more, does he want to come back and play at this point?
He won't.
I personally, if I was him, I wouldn't want to come back and play. They essentially shut him out for, taking a stand and trying to change, and they essentially threw him out. I mean, if I was him, I would not want to come back and play for them.
The issue is starter money to come play. That's the problem. No one's going to pay him that. I hope that he comes back in some sort of role as assistant, coach, something on a team, something with that. He'll never work with the NFL for Goodell. Maybe on the NFL Players Association, maybe. But the last time that he tried to come back, whatever it was, 2 years ago, and I think he got offers from a couple teams, and he wanted like $12 million a year to play, and no one's going to pay him that.
But that's only because they admitted it was bad for business. It wasn't as if he wasn't good enough.
Some teams really wanted, like the
Seahawks really wanted him. I know for sure, and then there was a couple other teams that wanted him, but now, after that case, after him suing the NFL, and then, you have NFL officials coming out now admitting that they purposely didn't sign him because they thought it would have been bad for business, and they thought they would have lost, fans and everything. So obviously the money wasn't even an issue, but they used the money as an excuse to not sign him.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's both. I agree with you. I'm sure they're both are a big factor. But I mean, I'd love him to come back as a backup somewhere and prove himself, play a little bit, and let's see what you still got. I mean,
he shouldn't have to prove himself though. Even when he wasn't playing, he was better than at least 6 starters that were in the league that were playing. So, you shouldn't have to. When you were better than you were better than at least 6 starters in the league that were, and you were on the bench. At that time, he was still on the bench. He wasn't even starting. And he was better than at least 7 quarterbacks in the league. So, and if you're going to a team with a shitty quarterback that I know that I'm better than, and you know that I'm better than, and my stats prove it, then yeah, I want starter money too. I mean, they would give anybody else starter money if you're going to sign somebody. So
don't get me wrong. There's been a lot of stupid fucking NFL contracts. I'll give you.
So hell, I mean, Mike Glennon made $12 million a year at one point in time. Yep. So you can't tell me that, and he was playing for the Bears, wasn't he? At that time,
the Bears could still use Kaepernick in there.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, if I'm Colin Kaepernick, and hell, if I, if I do talk to the Bears, I'm going to say, hell, you paid Mike Glennon $12, $15 million, then you're going to at least give me that much. So, and his stats was enough to show that he was better than somebody like Mike Glennon.
Yeah, but it's obvious that the Bears at that time, though, were one of the many teams that didn't want him. I mean, that's the problem. That's the issue.
Right. Yeah. But he's not coming back.
I mean, because the Seahawks aren't going to pay him $12 million. He ain't starting over Russ. No way.
No way. And Russ doesn't miss games either. So, but even towards the end, he did say that he would take a backup role. So they chose not to even sign him as a backup too. So to me, there's nothing for him to prove. So when everything that you said you wanted him to do, or you said that, or like not you, but I mean as NFL teams,
I got you.
Anything that these teams said they wanted him to do, he agreed to do, and you still wouldn't sign him. Hell, Chase Daniel's making freaking $12 million or something like that as a backup.
Case Keenum. I mean, yeah, you got a lot of people out there that are
right. And Kaepernick's better than those guys too. So when he even said that he would sign as a backup, and you chose to still not sign him, I wouldn't come back. And I honestly don't think he will come back, which I don't blame him. I don't think he's coming back. And if he does, after that they've admitted that the reason they didn't sign him wasn't related to his play or football related reasons, I mean, honestly, I think that might be enough I have no idea how, the case was decided or anything like that, but I don't know, that might almost sound like something to reopen his case.
The NFL already burnt their bridge to him, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Like, you've already burnt that bridge, so why would I come back?
The only thing, like you said, I mean, like, right now at this point, it would just be to stick it to Goodell. I mean, in all honesty, that's all that would be.
I've seen some articles to where Goodell was actually wanting to get him signed, like wanting him to get signed. And I mean, granted, it's probably more for personal reasons related to his legacy as a commissioner.
Now he does. Not 3 years ago he didn't.
Right, but I mean,
He's probably the one saying don't sign him.
Right, but I mean, when you work for the owners, what are you supposed to do? You got to do it. They're the ones paying your salary, so. He probably came out and said, like, hey, my hands are tied, which kind of sucks because, as a commissioner, you're supposed to be working within the best interests of the league.
Absolutely. And Goodell hasn't from the get-go.
Right.
So, ever since Tagliabue left and Goodell took over, the NFL's ratings have gone up and their numbers and money has gone up, and the politics and the ethics have gone right back down. So,
right.
I mean, it's the same thing, too. Eric Reed, same thing, should be signed as well. But
right.
He came out and straight up said the 49ers blackballed me.
Yeah. And he was one of the best safeties in the league.
Yeah.
Consistently.
Yep. Well, if you want to get your hands tied in a good way, you've got to talk to Connell Barrett, datingtransformation.com.
Oh, you go ahead. Go right ahead and finish that one. I want to know where you're going.
Cody Bryant's the man here, so he's the new man for Connell Barrett.
Oh, Lord. Why did you have to start with a hands tied, though?
In a good way.
That's a tough segue.
I know, right? Jeez. All right, let me see. We just got done talking about football. All right, so if you want to outkick your coverage, get down to the 1 yard line, punch it through the middle, make that touchdown, get a hold of Connell Barrett at Dating Transformations. Top 3 in the league in Google to help you out. Throw that long bomb down the sideline. Help you. It'll help make your tight end, turn your tight end into a wide receiver. So go to Connell Barrett and help you out.
He's kind of like the Baltimore Ravens then, right? Of the dating coaches. He's not quite the Chiefs.
Right.
Not the Patriots, but he's like third. He's like the Ravens. He's right there.
He's right there.
He can be one. He's got the potential to be number one.
Right. He's there. Couple things fall in line. Boom. He's number one.
Oh, man. We ain't topping that. Thanks to Connell again. And I know
Connell Barrett, the Bill Walsh of dating.
There we go. And I just saw Crawlspace Jake sent me a link. Damian Lillard put out that Blacklist song. I haven't listened to it yet. I'm going to have to check it out. For those, it's probably on Spotify, I assume. Something like that. We'll figure it out. But I know we've got trivia ready to go. So my friend Bear the Cub, can you give us an update on the trivia standings?
Yes. So, Gary, you still stay in the lead with 439. Cody Bryant, 368. Myself at 381. Parrott, 197. Really trying to break that 200 mark. Dub at 29 and Wes Anderson, 7.
I'm going to have to get my chat box open.
I think
we
Wes
got him.
has a better chance of getting 200 than me.
You got a shot, man. Good night to gain some points here, Parrot. Uh-oh. Every question tonight, everybody will have a chance. Okay. So here we go from Jeremy. I like this. We're going to see what we have. Oh, gosh. So, again, thank you to Jeremy for always doing this for us. Big fan of the show. Looking forward to getting him. I offered him one of the new OTL NWO shirts, so he's going to be getting himself one as well.
Yeah, he deserves one for the work he does.
Right. For 2 points, get him some stickers, koozie as well. For 2 points, we all know Jameis Winston threw a ton of INTs last season, but how many pick sixes did he throw? Closest gets the points. So we can in the chat box. Don't put it in yet. Just put it, and we'll all hit enter on 3. Just let me know when you're all ready.
Hold up, my chat box is loading.
Chat box loading.
Enhance.
Got a bear to help you enhance any type of chat box you want to get into.
There we go.
All right.
Bubba just took the lead off the caution.
No shit. Bubba
Only took-
Wallace only took 2 tires.
Took 2 tires.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
saw there was only 19 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, Kyle and Amarola, all those guys fell to the back. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Me either. All right, we ready for this?
I got mine in.
All right, on 3. 1,
Right.
2, 3. All right, so we've got 16, 5, 6, 8. So which Ryan is 16?
I have 6.
That's me. Didn't they call him like Dirty 30 last year, man?
That's how many picks he had. He had 30.
Yeah.
30. 7. NFL record, of
Oh.
course.
It sure as hell felt like more.
It's a split. You each get 2 points.
All right, me and Parrot. Oh, he's at
3.
199 now.
Hey, I don't want any more points. I got Travis Pastrana's number now.
All right, so for 3 points, Bill Russell, who I mentioned earlier, and Jeremy will realize this, one of the great NBA players. How many points did he average during his career?
Ooh.
Closest gets the points. So we got to get the chat box ready. And we'll have that ready to go.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough one. So did they get to the end of this yet on NASCAR? The end of the stage?
I don't know if that was or not. I don't think it was. I think they had a caution right before it.
And Bubba got out in first. Maybe he's just
I think
trying to
that's-
win this stage.
I think that's why he did. But the problem is getting 2 tires off that, and you got to off the restart, man. It's going to be tough.
Right. So, everybody ready yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, and 3. A lot of people went high here. I got 18.6. One of the Ryans has 28. Cody and Hornswoggle or Crawlspace Jake, 31.69. 33.3 for Bear the Cub.
Wow. Gary got it.
I was about to say, I didn't think it was that high. I thought I underbid, though. I thought it was going to be around the 2021. Wasn't a lot.
There's still 12 to go in this stage. Yeesh.
There we go. Well, Bubba's got a shot. And now let's do a special speed round game I like to call Control the Poll.
Oh, God.
Oh,
If you want to control the poll, get in touch with Connell Barrett, datingtransformation.com. Local sports talk radio polled area sports fans, and you need to guess the percentage for each one. Closest gets the points. There will be 5 of them. For 1 point, the NBA is reportedly considering using crowd noise from NBA 2K when they return to play. Do you want fake crowd noise included in the broadcast? What percentage of people said yes and what percentage said no? So I have to type it in the box, so we'll have to do this speed, quick, round robin. So let me know when you guys are ready. I got mine in.
Yep.
Everybody ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. All right.
Atlanta.
So we got 69 twice, 35 yes, 65 no, and 45. 45.
Oh, Cody on the
Cody
dot.
Bryant on the dot.
Dot, man.
Nice.
For 2 points. So that's 1 point for Cody. For 2 points, if sports were reopened today, would you feel comfortable going to a game? What percentage said yes? All right, so you got to go quick. Speed round.
Yep.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. 51, 69, 35, 77. 77 Bear.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Damn, 79 Bear gets the 2
I know.
points.
I know my people. Everyone doesn't care anymore.
Fucking marks.
We want to go, buddy. We want to go.
For 3 points, are you a UFC fan? I'm going the same, as you can see. 1, 2, and 3. 69, 72.59, 40, and 55. So it should be interesting. We'll see who gets this one. We've been pretty close. 30. Ooh.
Cody?
That seems
Who
low.
said 40? Cody
I
Bryant?
said 40. Yeah.
Cody Bryant gets it for 4 points. Do you care if college athletes take cash or other payments under the table? What percentage said yes?
Ooh.
Under the table. Okay, that's a little different.
I didn't say, yeah, that's a whole nother thing there.
All right. 1, 2, and 3. 69, 75, 43, and 22.33461. I hope that's the actual percentage.
Right.
48.
48.
All
So
right.
whoever,
I got that one.
nice. And finally, for 5 points, will you watch the MLB draft tonight? So how many said? All right. On 3. 1, 2, and 3. We're all under 15.
15%? Jesus, Cody. Fuck,
Well,
I ain't, no way that's over 10.
Well, I figure since we gotta do, since you had to do social
20,
distancing, everybody.
20.
See? Hey, everybody can't pile up in the house right now.
You got 2. Parrot got none on that. None on that one.
All right. Hey, hold
Not
on,
getting
Gary.
200 tonight, boys.
Gary, run those back up for me again because I thought they were all 1 point. So that was my bad. I got a.
The first one was worth 1.
And that was
Cody,
Cody, I think. got
Oh,
that one.
God. Here we go. It's a long thing from him as well.
Uh-oh.
1 point.
That's
and
all right.
Oh, no. I just seen the picture. That's what I think it is. I hope
Let's
that's
do the
old.
points before I get mad.
All right. 1 point for the crowd noise. 2
That
points.
Well, who was crowd noise? Now I got to go back. Was that
That was me, I think.
Yeah,
Crowd
I think that was you. I think I got that one.
Yeah. Number 2, UFC or the comfortable
Sports.
going back. That was you.
That
Bear.
one was me.
For 3 points, UFC fan. I think that was Cody again. Right?
Yep, that was me.
Okay, so hold on. Cody gets 3 more. Sorry, I fucked this one up good. I wasn't reading.
Wait. Yeah, I don't know. And then 4 points. College athletes take cash under the table,
Yeah,
48%.
That one was me there. So that's where I saw the 4 points. So that's why I got confused. And then the last
5 for Cody Bryant
that was
again.
Cody. So, somehow 20% of motherfuckers are watching the draft tonight. I think
Yeah,
they're
man.
All right, and here we go.
Everybody's families are watching the draft.
I'm not sharing this because I want you guys to listen to it.
Oh, Lord.
Here we go. So first off, this is his rant for the week. Dang, come on, Parrot, is what he started. He thought you'd rack up some points. He's sticking at Travis Pastrana.
Yep.
I just want to say last week's episode was an instant classic that I wish never needed to take place, but was so good it did after what went down. Listening to Cody speak from the heart, unedited and uninterrupted, was very powerful and moving. So much so that it definitely made an impact on me. So that means a lot to hear that from Jeremy. And I know, Cody, you probably haven't seen this. Jeremy's actually shared it to people that are not understanding the situation. Yeah.
An All Lives Matter post.
Yeah, All Lives Matter post.
Nice.
He's been sharing it to them and wants them to have an open mind and an open heart and listen to the show. And I hope they do. So thank you, Jeremy, for that. During the last week or two, I have sadly found out disbeliefs of some of my friends and that I did not realize they had, which I did stand up to them for, which is big for Jeremy, and that's awesome, Jeremy. I will not claim them to be racist because I do think that word is thrown around a bit too often, but they definitely showed their prejudice and ignorance. I asked quite a few people to listen to the podcast from last week to possibly understand a little better. Did they? Probably not. My fear is people like that will never change, but I agree with Parrott that the younger generation seem a bit better. So if we can focus on the youth not to do or think as their parents do, but to instead form their own opinions from the heart, this country may improve. I grew up outside of Cleveland, and I didn't know that, and then spent a brief time in Virginia, and some of my best friends were black. I was so naive, though, because I had no clue there was such a thing as racism, none at all. I just figured nobody saw color. We were all human. I then moved to the Midwest, and man, what a rude awakening I was in for. I couldn't believe the racist remarks I've heard over the years and still hear today. So those who are in denial about this or believe it doesn't happen, I wish there was a way to wake them up. They live in their bubbles, and they do not know how to show empathy for people different from them. It makes me angry, but let's hope the youth can turn things around. Sorry for the rant, but thanks, Cody, for last week. So before that, we got to thank him. Cody, you can say whatever you want, man.
Shout out to Jeremy, man. It kind of choked me up a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm choking up right now. Just keep doing it, man. Just keep on them. That the accountability. That's it. That's what more can you really ask for? And just the fact that you're willing to share. You're willing to share my stories and try to inform people that don't know or choose not to know. That's half the battle right there. So that's a victory in itself. So whether they listen to it or not, the fact that they know it's there, that's a lot more than what a lot of people have done. So Big shout out to Jeremy.
Yep, and thank you again, Jeremy. I love your feedback. Thanks for sharing this out for not for listeners, for us, but to get the message out there. We truly appreciate it. And I do need to tell you, Cody, the Brandon from the Grown Ups, Clay from the Grown Ups, Shiv from the Grown Ups all listen to it. They all show their support. They're all big into this as well. Black Lives Matter. I do have something from Clay. He said he listened to this on his way home and then finished it sitting in the driveway. And he's glad that we gave you a mouthpiece to talk. And he hates this shit. So they loved hearing what you had to say. I told them, exactly where it was, and we let you talk, and they were happy we did, and we are happy we did too. And Bear put out a nice tweet. I don't know if you saw it on Twitter. I don't know if you have the Twitter, Cody Bryant. But
Uncle Cody don't have the Twitter.
Uncle Cody doesn't have the Twitter. I figured Uncle Cody did have the Twitter.
Oh, no. The missus has the Twitter, but.
The missus does have the Twitter?
Yeah, the missus has the Twitter. Uncle Cody don't have the Twitter.
Oh, man. Well, what Bear had put out there for the show, if you can, please listen into our latest episode dropping today. A very powerful and emotional message was shared by a member of our podcast and Brotherhood whom has lived and understands the turmoil America is in right now. We support and stand with him and all BLM protest. So thank you to Bear for putting that out there for Cody and everybody else that is dealing with this right now. Again, we stand behind Cody and everybody else in the Black Lives Matter movement.
Hey, man, thank you to all you guys, man. It's, that's, man, not supposed to be crying on air, man. You messing up my street cred.
They don't know who you really are. You're Cody Bryant, my friend. They don't know you. But yeah, man, we love you. We support you, and we always will. But I'll finish. Now we got to get to the Jeremy.
Now it'll change.
All right. Oh, before that, though, did you guys see what Tom Herman said, too?
Oh, no. What'd he say?
Tom Herman, he actually was
He's been on
point.
the...
Oh, did he?
He was actually on point this time. Most of the time, he's kind of a dickhole, but, he was actually, on point this time, where it was... it's like basically he was asking, how do you really feel about black men, especially young black men? Yes, you can cheer for them. I'm kind of paraphrasing and trying to get as much as I can remember. But it was basically, will you may cheer for these young black men on Saturdays because they play for Texas, but will you support them the same way if they wanted to date your daughter? Or if they wanted to come work with you, or if you had to work for them, basically. And it was, basically, if you can support them on Saturdays playing football, then you should be able to support them and cheer them on and have their backs in life as well. So, shout out to Tom Herman this time. For now.
Yeah, that's great.
He should probably be fired, but hey, that's a whole other thing. Yeah,
gotta give him one more year with Ellinger.
Yeah, we'll see.
8-3 or 8-4.
Right.
Should have never left Ohio State.
Yeah, it's pretty rough for him over there. They're probably going to be 8-4. We thought we had high hopes for him last year. They were trash. Ever since he made that comment, man, the quarterback. Texas is back. No, you're not. So, here we go. Now what you wanted to hear. You ready?
All right.
Now all the praise will be pushed aside for criticism. As long as the show has been going, I will give you credit for taking this long for all four of you to be wrong on something. I honestly believe you are the only four in the world who do not think Steph Curry is the best shooter. I can name probably a dozen other people offhand that would agree with us that he's not the best. Let's see. Cody, Nate, Andy, Kenny, my dad. I could keep going. Kelly, Grayson, even Grayson knows.
I'm going to ask Andy right now. I'm going to text him.
I know we should start a group chat. Who's the best shooter? I should send it to the grown-ups, too, while we're at it. Who's the best shooter? Because he's saying all-time shooter, right?
Yeah.
He said all time.
So I'm going to ask the grown-ups.
Choke City.
Andy is – besides like us, even Andy, he probably knows more, but Andy's probably one of the most knowledgeable basketball fans I know. I know he'll give me a legit answer.
Yeah, and he will. And these guys will as well. They're more new into the new school, but I'm interested to see what they say. So before cutting me off, and we already did, sorry, Jeremy. Now I read that. I promise not to kick a dead horse here, but CBS Sports came out with their top 15 shooters of all time list last week. Great timing. So I'd like you guys to take a look at it and give your thoughts. We know you won't agree with number one, but do me one last favor and just read the short 6-word first sentence under Steph Curry's name, and I will drop this topic forever. Here's the link. See you guys for wrestling. I am going to open this link, and we will see what it says. We're going to go through the top 15. So the first, what did he say, 6-word sentence? Oh, God. Number one, Steph Curry. This is not even debatable, or this is not even a debate. He's the sixth most accurate three-point shooter in league history at over 43% for his career, which is just a ridiculous number when you consider the volume and difficulty of his shots. And Curry isn't just a three-point shooter. He'll kill you from mid-range with floaters and runners, off the dribble and off the catch, and he's one of the best off-the-ball movers to ever play. He has every shot in the bag. Quite simply, Curry has completely reshaped the way the game is played and redefined the standard of truly great shooting. His ability to shoot off the dribble, with easy range to 30 feet plus, has warped floor spacing and detonated defensive strategies beyond anything anyone would have recognized before he came around. Number two, in history. I'm assuming this is in history, right?
Yeah, I just pulled it up.
Klay Thompson.
First off, Clay's better than Steph Curry, but he's not there.
Who wrote this article?
Here, hold on. Let me
Curry?
see. Hell, I don't even think Del Curry would say Steph is the best shooter in the family.
So it's CBS Sports staff.
Yeah, sports staff. Yeah.
3 is Ray Allen. 4 is Larry Bird. 5, Reggie Miller. 6, Kyle Korver. 7, Steve Nash. 8, Kevin Durant. 9, Dirk Nowitzki. 10, Steve Kerr. 11, J.J. Redick. 12, Peja Stojakovic. 13, Mark Price. 14, Chris Paul. And 15, Drazen Petrovic.
Okay, you know what? No, we got to drop it. Any list that has Steve Nash in the top 10 of anything I can't. No, I will not even dignify it.
Shooter.
Yeah, I will not dignify that with any type of response or insult.
He made 42.8% of his threes as well.
Because he shot like 5 a season. You go 3 for, or well, hell, you shoot what? Let's say you shoot 100 a season, you hit 40 of them. Yeah, I'll be a 40% shooter too.
Yeah, he never averaged 5 per 36 minutes.
Yeah, so there you go. They're going by percentages.
Yeah.
There's no way Steve Nash ahead of Peja or Drazen Petrovic. Oh, come man. All right. That's it. No. Can't do it. I can't do it. I can't. Bear, that's all you, man. You go ahead.
I think I said last week I was done arguing about it.
How drunk were the analysis when they made this list?
Oh my gosh.
I'm pretty positive I said I was done arguing about it last week. And after I heard that,
right,
even going to get back into it. I'm just going to get all fired up, get my blood pressure up. Not going to happen today.
I mean, this was obviously written by a Warriors fan.
Well, he said if we read this, we could drop it forever. He's dropping it forever, so you can get your last rant in if you want to.
I've ran it enough. I mean, I already told you. And especially if you pull up a goddamn CBS Sports article that has Steph and Clay 1 and 2.
Right.
No way. That's
Steve Nash in a top 10. Steve Kerr in a top 15.
Where was
no.
list?
Where was who?
Where was Ray Allen on that list?
Third.
Number 3.
And then
He
where
was
was Reggie?
third.
Reggie was 5th. Bird was 4th.
God.
And the thing, Larry Bird had a bad back half his career.
Yeah, no shit. And he was just fun to watch. If you've seen Larry Bird play, and Cody Bryant will even attest to this, he's just fun to watch, man. He knew where everything was on the court at all times. He knew what he was doing.
Larry Bird scored 30 points left-handed. There's not much to even say after that. He shot left-handed and dropped 30.
Man, he was something else, man. He
In
was
an
good.
NBA game, people. An NBA game. A man with a bad back dropped 30 in an NBA game with his offhand. And you mean to tell me that Steph Curry is a better shooter than that?
Nope. Would you consider Larry Bird in the top 5 all-time NBA shooter?
Larry Bird is top 3.
Larry the Bird. I like it. Oh, man, that was well, thank you, Jeremy. We'll see you for wrestling. You'll love what we had to say.
Me and Jeremy gonna have to get together. We're gonna have to watch like some YouTube clips or something.
Well, if they do that tournament, man, in November, and we're able to go support him, we'll see him. We'll be in the hotel room showing him videos on YouTube, up on the TV.
Right.
Oh God! So we got a few more things. Thank you to Jeremy. So a big announcement today in the world of boxing. Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua reached a 2-fight agreement for 2021. So just looking ahead. Looking out, you think it's going to be a split, or do you think it's going to be 2-0 for one guy?
Man. What? It's a split right now, right?
They haven't fought.
Yeah,
They've never fought.
Who? I thought you said Fury and Wilder.
No, Fury
Anthony
and
Joshua.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the guy that got knocked out by the short fat.
Ruiz. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got it back.
Yeah, Fury's going to beat him twice.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought I saw Wilder. I saw it earlier, too, and I read Wilder, and that's why I thought it happened again. But.
All right. That's good. Crawl Space Jake, what'd you say?
I just said that he still has one more fight with Wilder before these. But I think Fury wins them both too. I don't think Joshua will be able to. I think he'll make it a good fight, but I think Fury gets them both times.
Right. And then Michael Jordan back in the news. His crew entered the Big Rock tournament, and they reeled in a monster 442-pound marlin. I don't know if you've seen that.
I saw that picture.
Yeah, they were on his boat, Catch 23. So
Yeah, Catch 23, boy.
$8 million boat.
how many?
It's an $8 million boat.
Damn. No, it's if you've seen the pictures, man, it's a big boat.
I think that was the most people in about 15 years. The most people gathered around to see a marlin.
Right. Any type of marlin. In UFC news, Conor McGregor said he's retiring. And then Sylvester Stallone turned around and said he might sell Conor McGregor some of his shares in UFC.
Well, apparently, according to Dana White, McGregor turned down a couple different short-term fights recently. So
Interesting. And Cody Bryant, you sent us a couple good videos with Cody Garbrandt, and you sent us another one too, right? Did you send us Sean O'Malley?
Yeah, Sean O'Malley too. Whew.
So
Were you watching that on your phone by chance? Because
yeah, I was watching it on my phone.
I was about to say, it came on a screen to me and the size square.
Yeah, same to me. It was so small. I'm like, the hell is this?
Yeah, I couldn't even. I mean, I was seeing some of it on Twitter, but I was just like, oh, this is tough to see right here. But I was following along, so as I was listening to the audio and squinting as hard as I could down at that video, but I ended up catching the highlights. It was a pretty good fight.
Yeah, it was. And so Amanda Nunez, she won her fight in the main, and she actually made $500,000 for that fight. So it's nice to see her in the top of the money on the card by quite a bit. Garbrandt got 260K. But even the
like 11, I think 11 fights in a row, she has a chance to beat to have the all-time winning or win streak in the UFC.
Oh yeah, she'll get it easily.
She's only, I think she's only 2 or 3 fights away right now.
Yeah,
she's won 11 in a row.
Yeah, who she fought Saturday was like she's supposedly one of the tougher, if not the toughest, one of the toughest women in the division. As to being able to withstand punishment during a fight and still be able to come out on top. So, and she completely dominated her.
Yep.
I'd say probably the last 3.5 rounds she took off. So it was not even. I mean, they should have called. Honestly, they should have just called it after like the 3rd round.
So her last loss was Kat Zingano in 2014. You know who her first win was to start this streak?
Is it Rousey?
Nope.
Cyborg?
Nope. Familiar name to us.
No, Holly
Holm?
Nope. Shayna Baszler.
Huh.
That she beat her ass so bad, sent her to wrestling.
Yep. And then she's beat Miesha Tate. That's when she won the title. Then beat Ronda Rousey in 48 seconds. She beat Cyborg, beat Holly Holm. She's beat everybody. I mean, she's a good champ.
Yeah.
I mean, she knocked out, or she had a rear naked choke on Miesha Tate, knocked out Ronda. Shayna, she TKO with a leg kick. She had a split decision with Valentina. Raquel, she had TKO. Cyborg KO in the first round. Holly Holm TKO with a head kick and punches in the first round. And the last 2 fights have been unanimous decisions.
Yeah. I said like right at this point, Shevchenko and are they're in the same weight class, aren't they? Shevchenko and then Joanna Krejcik.
Something like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like they're her only competition. I believe she's beat them both already too.
Yeah, Nunes is a beast.
Yeah, dude, yeah. She's no joke, man. So that was good to see. And today, USC welcome back Reggie Bush today. Today is the 10-year. They got rid of the NCAA mandated disassociation with USC, so he is now back to being associated with USC.
Yeah, OJ Mayo too.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, we didn't
a big slap in the face.
We know, right? We know NHL teams. Right. No shit. We know NHL teams are back. They still haven't confirmed anything on returning for playoffs. They have the plan in place. I know teams are practicing. So the Penguins were on ice today. But on this day in sports history, we got to do our sports history. So I will give you guys some the normal, give you some events. You guys tell me what year. So Hank Aaron's Grand Slammer, his 14th, ties him for NL lead with Gil Hodges and moves him ahead of Willie Mays as number 2 home run hitter with 649.
73.
Say 71.
75.
72.
Damn.
I think 75 is when he broke the record.
Yeah.
Mike Schmidt hits a ball off public address speaker on Astrodome roof.
75.
80.
80. Yeah, I'll go 80.
74. Babe Ruth becomes the all-time home run champ with 120.
$19.18.
24.
Crawl space, Jake.
I said 22. My bad.
21. Senior Tournament Players Championship Men's Golf, Dearborn Country Club. Jack Nicklaus wins his second of 8 Champions Tour majors by 6 strokes from Lee Trevino. Senior Tournament Players Championship.
02.
99.
98.
90.
Damn, Jack, you old as shit.
Oh, gosh. That's good for those. Let's see if we had any birthdays on this day that are of any interest. Dan Fouts. Bear, he is the age of?
69.
Yes, he is.
For old Dan.
Dwayne Sutter, NHL lore. Happy birthday. Oh, gosh. There's not many. Pokey Reese. Remember Pokey Reese?
The Reds, wasn't he?
Yeah, there is.
He's 47.
And one Pokey Reese, the dude that dove into the stands before Jeter did the dive in the stands, and his was actually better than Jeter's. But people get known for everybody remembers Jeter's dive in the stands that game.
Jeter's better.
Jeter wasn't even the best shortstop on his team.
Who's a better shortstop?
The greatest Yankee shortstop to ever played third base.
A-Rod?
Yeah. A-Rod was better than. Look at his stats in Seattle and Texas. He was better than Jeter.
Well, it's also
A-Rod was a 40-40 dude before he got, even before the juice, he was still good for 40-40 and 150 RBIs.
Jeter didn't need the juice. He just handed out gift bags, my friend.
I never said that Jeter. No one ever said that Jeter wasn't or A-Rod wasn't the better hitter. We're talking, you said shortstop.
Yeah.
Means you play the
A-Rod was
field.
better.
We're not talking about batting.
And in the field.
We're not talking about practice. We're talking about the game. We're talking about shortstop.
Jeter was a better hitter. A-Rod was a better home run hitter.
Jeter was a freaking singles doubles hitter.
Jeter was a better hitter.
Jeter was a slap hitter.
Hey, man, he got that shit. Doesn't matter. Still a legend. He got to 3,000 hits, and his 3,000th hit was a home run.
Look how long it took him to get 3,000 hits. He played until he was damn near 50.
No, bullshit. He's not even 50 yet.
Damn near close.
Man, he retired in 2014. Get the hell out. And he's at like 3,400 hits.
Yeah, and it took 50 chicks a week.
Right. Well, maybe he should have been juicing like A-Rod. He probably would have got there sooner.
Hell no.
He didn't want to lose that hog meat.
Right. So he got to 3,000 hits in 2011. He's at 3,465. So forget you, Cody Bryant.
Ooh, A-Rod?
No, Jeter. He got there 9 years ago. He was 36 when he got to 3,000 hits. Man.
About the same time Eddie Murray took to get to 3,000 hits. I think Eddie Murray was in his
he was 58.
36 too. Yeah.
I love it. This is a good one. So thanks to Wes Anderson for Moments in Time. Check him out on Facebook, Wes Anderson Music. Give him a follow on Twitter at Songs by Wes. Thanks to All Work Clothing. Thank you to Crandall's Quality Landscaping, Brittney at Verizon, Cassandra at PNC, Connell Barrett, datingtransformation.com. Sorry to Sparty Steve we couldn't get you today. Maybe next time. As always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Brandon, I want my Crossface Jake merch.
Steph Curry is 284th all-time in field goal percentage. Mic drop, bitch.
I don't see Jeter getting offered $250 million.